I'm proud to be partnering with my very good friend Lee Greenwood, who doesn't love his song, God Bless the USA, in connection with promoting the God Bless the USA Bible. This Bible is the King James Version and also includes our Founding Father documents, yes, the Constitution, which I'm fighting for every single day, very hard, to keep Americans protected. Also, the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence, and the Pledge of Allegiance are all part of this God Bless the USA Bible, and it's just very important and very important to me. I want to have a lot of people have it. You have to have it for your heart, for your soul. Many of you have never read them and don't know the liberties and rights you have as Americans and how you are being threatened to lose those rights. It's happening all the time. It's a very sad thing that's going on in our country, but we're going to get it turned around. Religion and Christianity are the biggest things missing from this country, and I truly believe that we need to bring them back, and we have to bring them back fast. I think it's one of the biggest problems we have. That's why our country is going haywire. We've lost religion in our country. All Americans need a Bible in their home, and I have many. It's my favorite book. It's a lot of people's favorite book. This Bible is a reminder that the biggest thing we have to bring back America and to make America great again is our religion. Religion is so important. It's so missing, but it's going to come back, and it's going to come back strong, just like our country is going to come back strong. In the end, we do not answer to bureaucrats in Washington. We answer to God in heaven. Christians are under siege. We must protect content that is pro-God. We love God, and we have to protect anything that is pro-God. We must defend God in the public square and not allow the media or the left-wing groups to silence, censor, or discriminate against us. We have to bring Christianity back into our lives and back into what will be again a great nation. Our founding fathers did a tremendous thing when they built America on Judeo-Christian values. Now that foundation is under attack, perhaps as never before. What can we do? Stand up, speak out, and pray that God will bless America again. I'm proud to endorse and encourage you to get this Bible. We must make America pray again. Pray, get educated, get motivated, and stand with me and the legions of Americans asking God to bless our great nation, to bring our great nation back, and to make America great again. I'm proud to partner with Lee in this offering. He's a very special man, both as a talent, but maybe even more so as a human being. He's very, very special. And I think you all should get a copy of God Bless the USA Bible now and help spread our Christian values with others. There you have it. Let's make America pray again. God bless you, and God bless the USA.
What did you think of that then? I would imagine a lot of people will have very polarized views, shall we say, about Donald Trump promoting a Bible, but I'm going to talk about it a bit, try and weigh up and make some sense of it. So this God Bless the USA Bible, it's obviously got an American flag on the front. It's the King James Version of the text. I believe the main reason for that is that the other translations, the copyright holders of the other translations, wouldn't allow it to be used in this version. So King James Version is copyright free, open source, if you like. So that's what they ended up using. And it also includes within the covers of this Bible, the American Constitution, Bill of Rights, Pledge of Allegiance, etc. And a bit about the God Bless the USA song, which apparently is very popular in America. Now, to clarify, this is not Donald Trump's special Bible. This is a Bible that some people have produced, and Donald Trump is promoting it, he's endorsed it. Now, people who know about books and getting books published are saying that actually the cost of producing this Bible would be very low, and they're selling it for like $60 odd. So we can assume some people are making an awful lot of money out of this. But it's not Donald Trump's project. It's another group of Christians that have done it. Now, you could say that the content of this Bible, it isn't actually political. It's not Republican or Democrat. Well, we can think about that a little bit in a while. Now, if you're going to put extra things in a Bible, there are three reasons why people might want to add extra content in a Bible. The first reason is they might want to add things that are going to be helpful to the Bible reader. things that are going to help them to understand or just provide other material that's going to be relevant to the passage and is going to be helpful in the person's spiritual journey, however you want to put it. So then that Bible is not in that category. I don't think anyone's suggesting that the Constitution of the United States of America is going to enhance someone's, Christian spiritual explorations as they read the Bible. So it's not that reason. Right, the next reason people put extra things in the Bible sometimes is, well, to use an illustration, let's imagine someone produced the Skateboarder's Bible. So it had the Bible, but it also had some messages from famous skateboarders and some diagrams of some different skateboard moves you can do. Now, obviously, the idea of that is to get skateboarders to read the Bible. Now, I would say that's the thing. Okay, fair enough as a Christian. I think that could be, if it works, then okay, go for it. I think for a person, if that's where they're going to start with the Skateboarder's Bible, then all well and good. It's a good place to start. Maybe not the best place to finish, but okay, fine. I think the King James Version is not the ideal translation for that. So that's reason number 2, is to encourage a certain group of people to actually read the Bible. But then the third reason is to publish a Bible so that Bible readers will then read something about your agenda or will associate the Bible with your agenda or with you even. Now, I said earlier, someone could defend this Bible by saying, well, it hasn't got agenda. All it's got in is like a flag on the front and some founding documents of the United States of America. But I'd say the message is American patriotism. Now, I say patriotism, no problem with that. In fact, I would be quite positive, or very positive about patriotism. But I think bringing it within the same covers as the Bible is difficult, because what the Bible teaches very definitely is critical patriotism. Very definitely, if you've got the nation of Israel, then there's a loyalty to it, but there's also pretty severe and fair-minded criticism of it as well. So I think that's maybe not reflected. Maybe this Bible creates the impression that the United States of America is somehow God's special nation, which is what a lot of Americans believe, I have to say. Another thing I'd say with it as well, including these constitution documents, etc., that probably gives it overall a sort of right-wing slant. In America, it's the right wing who generally tend to be saying we need to look at what the Constitution says. For example, about guns or freedom of speech. So it tends to be right-wing causes that are keen to be going back to the Constitution. So it could be argued that there is a political skew there as well. Now, Donald Trump is not promoting this because he wants people to read the Bible. Then Donald Trump himself wouldn't claim to be a great Bible reader. So Donald Trump is not really interested in Americans reading the Bible. So what is he interested in? Why is he promoting this Bible? Well, I think one of the reasons is he wants to link himself with the Bible. He wants to boost his Christian credentials. He thinks Christians will be really pleased if they see me recommending a Bible. Now, are Christians right to be pleased to see that? Well, if you see a politician being respectful and positive about the Bible, is that good from a Christian point of view? Well, yes. If he's talking about promoting Christian values, is that good? Well, yeah, maybe we'd have to look at what he's saying. How does he live? Which values? What does he mean by Christian values? But overall, to be talking about that, well, that's a positive thing. It's somewhere to start, at least, isn't it? Now, I don't think Donald Trump claims to be a Christian, and I think some Christians look at Donald Trump and their interpretation of him is maybe a little bit more towards the messianic end of the spectrum than I think is healthy. But the danger is to focus on the PR rather than the reality. Because I think largely this is a PR operation. So a patriotic Bible, do I like that idea? No, I don't like that idea. I like patriotism, I like the Bible, but they're not the same thing. I don't think they should be between the same covers. The nation should be judged by the Bible, not that the nation and the Bible are somehow intertwined and they're the same thing. Now, during the World Wars, British servicemen were issued with Bibles with a message in the front from the King, saying basically, here's a Bible, I think it's really important, do read it, it'll be helpful to you. That's the sort of message in it. I think that's okay, but this goes a long way beyond that. So when we're looking at this Bible, between its covers is the text of the Bible, and there are the foundational documents of the United States of America. And the question needs to be asked, which judge which? Which are more important? Which take priority? I think if you publish them between the same covers, then that question becomes an open question, I would suggest. So I say be as patriotic as you like, but don't try to bring that into the Bible. I would argue as Christians, we're in the export business. We take the principles, the text, the messages of the Bible and try to bring that into the nation and politics. We're not in the import business where we're trying to import politics and patriotism into the Bible or into the faith in some way. Now, in the United States of America, the danger for Christians is mainly right-wing syncretism. In other words, that right-wing politics and Christianity get all tangled up together, and some people end up thinking that they're basically the same thing. Now, in the UK, we don't have that danger virtually at all. The danger we have in the UK is left-wing syncretism, because in your church, I would guess maybe you'd quite often hear about climate change or inequality or racism or sexism, but maybe not so much about abortion. So it's more that sort of left-wing politics, left-wing progressive viewpoint tends to get enmeshed with Christianity, and that becomes taken for granted in Christian culture. Now, if a politician wants to use the Bible or their Christian credentials and to present them to appeal to Christians, well, whatever we might make of that, it's a great opportunity. Because if a politician says, I want to promote Christian values, we need to get back to the Bible, we need people praying or whatever, then they're really opening themselves up to challenge, aren't they? They're opening themselves up to the challenge of someone saying, okay, that's really great. Can I tell you what these Christian principles are? This is what you ought to be doing. This is what you ought not to be doing. So if someone commits to upholding Christian principles or biblical principles, then great. Let's hold them to account. So I would encourage Christians in America to do exactly that. Now, when Trump there says he wants to get America praying again, I would have to see that's a little bit cynical. I'm not sure personally he's a man of prayer, shall we say. When he talks about bringing Christianity back by the action of the government, I'm not sure what he even means by that. I'm not sure how that could possibly happen. I mean, my fear is that the sort of measures he might have in mind might bring some sort of external conformity to Christianity, but wouldn't actually lead to people actually genuinely, sincerely becoming Christians. You can create a society where it's in people's interest to talk Christian talk and to identify, there's a key word you hear a lot these days, don't you? To identify as Christians because it's in their self-interest. But I'm not sure that always creates a healthy society. On the other hand, if Trump's saying we want to bring Christianity back into the centre of public life, well, that could be very valuable. That certainly would lead to more openness for Christians to express their views in different contexts, and that is very healthy. But what we don't want to have is a situation where people hypocritically say they're Christian or talk the Christian talk, because that's what helps you to get on in life. That's what helps you to fit in. Because where that happens, you normally end up with a dead form of the faith, and it may take a few generations, but basically it will decline towards nothing. Looking historically, the times when there was huge external conformity to Christianity, that came from widespread real faith. That's where it started. And then over decades or even centuries, sometimes the real faith might decay. The external conformity remains, and that's a very unhealthy situation. And that's one I think we'd want to avoid at all costs. Now, there's another sort of politician who likes to talk about their Christian credentials, and that's the sort of Christian nationalism idea. So maybe some of the hard right parties in Eastern Europe, for example, they'd say, we're a Christian country, by which they're trying to emphasize, so we don't want you Muslims and Hindus and whatever else in here, because we're a Christian country. So they use Christianity as an element of nationalism in order to draw a distinction between different members of the population of a nation. And obviously I think there are dangers in that, because I think in a nation everyone needs to feel equally welcome, equally a citizen of the nation. But in India, not too long ago, I think it was Modi who said, to be an Indian, you need to be a Hindu. To be a real Indian, you've got to be a Hindu. Now, when we hear that, if you're a Christian, you're probably thinking, what about the Christians? That's really unfair. You can't say you're not a proper Indian if you're not a Hindu. That's, how does that make all the other people feel? Now, of course, the great temptation in religion is to treat your own religion as a special case. So like when the Hindus do that in India, that's really bad. How can they treat the Christians that way? But obviously, here, we're a Christian nation. I mean, if you're not a Christian, you're not really a Polish person properly. We're just doing exactly the same thing in reverse. Now, this Christian nationalism idea Is that what Trump's doing when he's promoting this Bible? I would say absolutely not. I don't see any evidence whatsoever that Trump is seeing his promotion of Christianity as a means to like cause divisions in his society, or to make Muslims or Hindus or anyone else feel unwelcome. I don't think that is his agenda at all. I see no evidence that it is. So the God Bless America Bible, does it get my endorsement? Well, it's got Donald Trump's. Does it get mine? No, it doesn't. But I would say Trump's emphasis on Christianity as the foundation for the nation, I've got reservations about it. There are a lot of ifs and buts. There are dangers. But a lot of good can come from that, an awful lot of good. And I would encourage Christians in America to grasp this opportunity and just keep saying to Trump, this is what these values are, this is what Christianity teaches, this is what Christian faith is. Well, let's hope he listens and takes that on board. Now, the live stream on the 17th of December, we've got a special one, a discussion about, is Britain a Christian nation? There's going to be maybe 3 of us. That's going to be a very interesting discussion along the lines I've just introduced in this video. So keep your eye open for that. Do join the family party. There's a link below. And thanks for watching.